In breaking news tonight, the Missouri Health Department announced the first case of the Omicron variant of COVID-19 in Missouri.
The first case was found in a resident from St. Louis City who recently had travel history in the U.S. In the release, the director of the DHSS in Missouri, Donald Karoff, said there is still a lot to learn about this new variant.
He also said the best source of information is from trusted medical sources and not social media. The email also said the Delta variant is still the predominant variant, makes up over 99%. The agency continues to recommend residents follow prevention strategies such as wearing a mask in public indoor settings, frequent hand washing, and keeping physical distance from others. In a crime alert, authorities are still searching for the driver of a car that hit several other cars after running a red light during a law enforcement chase.
Boone County Sheriff's Office says the suspect was running from a deputy when they failed to stop for a red light, crashing into two other cars. The suspect took off on foot after the crash and has not been found since. Columbia Fire tells ABC 17 News the two women were seriously injured in that crash. One of them injured was a passenger in the suspect's vehicle. She was found to be in possession of drugs at the time. Investigators are not releasing the name of the other woman who was hit by the suspect. And after the deputy chase that took place yesterday in Boone County involving a stolen vehicle, we wanted to know what decisions go into law enforcement initiating and then continuing a pursuit.
ABC 17's Erica McGuire took an in-depth look into the Boone County Sheriff's and Columbia Police Department's pursuit policy. Erica, what'd you learn?
Lucas, I wanted to know what is the deciding factors in regarding vehicle pursuits in Boone and Columbia. This is what I found.
591 Boone County vehicle pursuit.
Motor vehicle pursuits may be initiated when a deputy has reason to believe that the suspect has committed an infraction, misdemeanor, or a felony.
Northbound on Range Line from Big Bear Boulevard, traffic lights, speeds are 90.
The decision to continue a pursuit must be weighed on safety concerns as unaware drivers and pedestrians are along the route.
591 Boone County, he just wrecked out.
Copy, Range Line and Blue Ridge. We'll get paramedics headed that way.
The Boone County Sheriff's Department says when the risk of injury to members of the public become greater than the consequences of apprehension, then the pursuit is no longer reasonable. The following factors will determine if a pursuit will be initiated, continued, or terminated: seriousness of the offense, danger to the public, weather and road conditions, speed of the pursuit, ability to maintain control of the patrol vehicle at the speed driven, location of the pursuit, volume and speed of the other vehicle traffic, can an arrest be made at a later time, and the age of the suspect, if known. I also looked into the Columbia Police Department's pursuit policy. In their policy, it states that to initiate or continue a pursuit, any action taken by an officer must first and foremost be to protect and serve the safety of the public. Reporting live in the newsroom, Erica McGuire, ABC 17 News.
A judge is considering whether to allow a woman to argue she was justified in her trail protest. Sutu Forte is charged with trespassing for her 2019 protest in a tree in East Columbia. She stayed in a tree for days while crews with the city of Columbia tried cutting it down to build a trail. Forte's attorney says Forte tried to stop development in order to preserve the health of the Hinkson Creek and the forest around it.
Looking at weather, it looks like we will be saying goodbye to the 70-degree weather, at least for a little bit, Lucas.
It was nice while we knew it.
Yep.
It looks like we should be seeing cooler weather, but not too cold. ABC 17 Storm Track meteorologist Jessica Hafner is tracking our temperatures going into the weekend. Jess, when should we expect the cold weather to return?
Honestly, not really until next week. We're definitely going to have a cool down tomorrow. It's going to be about 20 degrees cooler, but that's because we made it to the low 70s today. We got up to about 73. Tomorrow should be in the 50s, but that's pretty typical. It's actually warmer than still what we expect for this time of year. Next week, though, we're back into the 40s almost every day, at least for the first half of the week. Still about 64 in Jefferson City. We're taking a live look here out at Riley. We have clear skies. Winds have shifted to the north, though, as a front works its way across southern Missouri tonight, and that's going to have effect next. By morning, we're dropping down into the upper 30s for Columbia and Jefferson City. Still have clear skies by tomorrow, but we're only making it to the 50s. We'll see temperatures getting up to about 52 by late afternoon. So if you're heading out to the dog park or doing any holiday activities, you might want a light jacket. The evening's not going to be too bad. As the sun goes down, we're going to be falling down into the 40s, so that Jefferson City Christmas parade is looking nice. As you're getting your spot, we'll still be in the 50s, but by the evening, we are dropping down into the mid-40s by 6 o'clock. Here's what our front is this evening. We're going to start seeing that wind pick up a little bit tomorrow from the north, and that should keep us in the lower 50s. Here's the future track looks like. It's a dry start to the weekend. Still going to be cool during the day, making it to the low 50s, so it's still a nice afternoon to get out, but might want some layers during the day. Sunday, we see some big changes as a warm front moves in. Our winds are going to pick up quite a bit, and that'll keep the temperatures well above freezing in the morning. There is a chance we could see a few showers, but rain chances are going to be short-lived for our area, so generally dry but breezy and warm on Sunday as this front works its way through. We're going to see highs in the 60s on Sunday. As we head into Monday morning, tracking a bigger cool down behind a cold front, we'll see those temperatures dropping down into the 30s and only making it to about 40 in the afternoon. You'll notice some chilly temperatures next week, and we'll have a chance for some precipitation Tuesday into Wednesday. I'm tracking that in my next forecast.
All right, thanks, Jess. A civilian pharmacist at Fort Leonard Wood has been charged after he allegedly stabbed his supervisor. Robert Sapp was charged with 1 count of assault with dangerous weapon with the intent to do bodily harm. According to court documents, Sapp was working at the post-exchange pharmacy at the base when an argument broke out between him and his supervisor. Witnesses say he stabbed the victim multiple times before running away. The victim was taken to a local hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Sapp remains in federal custody. And a Jackson County judge has set the sentencing date for a Kansas City police officer convicted of shooting a black man back in 2019. The sentencing will be held on March 4th for Eric DeValcanier, who was convicted in November of second-degree involuntary manslaughter and armed criminal action in the death of Cameron Lamb. He faces up to 4 years for manslaughter and at least 3 for armed criminal action. His defense team says they plan to appeal this conviction. Since the incident, he has been suspended from the police force pending termination.
2 16-year-old boys have been charged in the shooting death of another teenager earlier this week. Officials announced today the 2 are charged with second-degree murder in the death of Eureka High School student Kylie Kennedy. She was found dead by Franklin County Sheriff's deputies near Missouri Highway 100 in Pacific. Officials say her body was found after deputies responded to a report of a woman on the ground next to a vehicle. The suspects' names are not being released because of their ages. The major case squad of Greater St. Louis said the shooting was related to a dispute over drugs and money. It also said the suspects and Kennedy did know each other, but the suspects did not attend the same school.